Hello, I'm Kimberly Bradshaw from Buzzacott. I'm with the Charity Leaders Exchange Chief Executive Interview Programme. I have with me today Lesley-Anne Alexander from RNIB. Welcome, Lesley-Anne. Are there any standout partnerships or mergers that you would really hold up as an accolade to best practice?
Yeah, there's some really fantastic mergers across the sector. So, you know, the merger of the two big cancer charities into Cancer Research UK, nobody could argue that that wasn't successful. The merger of the two big age charities, Help the Aged and Age UK, into their current organisation, absolutely fantastic. I would offer the RNIB group structure where, we've got a very different merger model, and we've brought together, I think we're on about merger number 14 here at RNIB now, and every one of those mergers has had a different structure and a different model to it. You know, you have to work in the arena where you can work, and sometimes you just have to develop different structures to satisfy the different needs of all the stakeholders. And I'm a real fan of, if there's a barrier, work out how you can go around it. Don't let a barrier stop you delivering more services to more people.
On the topic of trustees, do you think there's anything more that trustees themselves can do to push the cause of partnerships and mergers and the benefits of them? Absolutely,
and if trustees aren't pushing their executives to continue to explore what opportunities there are for partnership, working much more closely with similar and like-minded organisations, then they're not doing their job as trustees. If trustees put up with their CEOs sitting there saying, oh, well, the other charity down the road, they're misbehaving, they were fundraising on our patch. If charity trustees put up with that from their CEO, then I think they need to consider their position.
We were talking before we started filming, Lesley-Anne, about the environment in which charities operate at the moment, and that the media isn't always on your side. How do you view the politicians? How are they in your world?
I think there's been quite a lot of publicity over the last 18 months around the Lobbying Act. I think government currently doesn't appreciate it when the charity sector speaks up and speaks out about issues when we seek to change government policy. My personal opinion, as opposed to my RNIB opinion, is that government is probably quite happy for us to be less outspoken. I think the experience of a number of very senior politicians of charity is not the experience that charity leaders have. We are modern and enterprising social businesses, and we're not, the tray bake at the local community place. That is the experience of some of the charity leaders. This mania that some senior politicians have, that the private sector can do no wrong, and that the charity sector have so much to learn. I was offered the opportunity to sit at the knee of a private sector leader and learn how to run my business. And when I asked, which particular sector would that be banking or insurance or high street retail? I was met with a very stony glare. So, in the charity sector, we get way more right than we get wrong. And my belief is that every sector has something to offer, and we would do well to blend public, private and third sector into modern and enterprising endeavour. And that's the way that we will all do better, and that UK PLC will be a much better place.
We focus very much on partnerships within sector. What about mergers and opportunities outside sector?
So we've got some fantastic partnerships with some of the internet and technology companies. So we're working really closely with Amazon, with Google, with Sony, Samsung, Microsoft, people that write software, that make hardware, smartphone manufacturers, all sorts of people. And if we can find a win-win, if I can help them to design products and services that blind and partially sighted people can use, then blind and partially sighted people can become their customers. There's an absolute win-win for both of us.